Today, I want to talk to you about gear that I think I should have bought way sooner than I did. I think I got caught up, maybe you've been caught up in the past, of kind of buying the latest and greatest gear. And so I wanted to go through 8 pieces of gear that I wish I had just bought sooner instead of just chasing after fads or what people on the internet said you've got to buy. Which I know is kind of ironic since this is what I'm saying too. This might not fit into where you're at, and that's totally okay. These are just pieces of gear that I wish I had bought sooner, and maybe that'll be helpful for you as well. And that first piece of gear or kind of area of gear is audio. I wish I had bought a better mic kind of right off the bat. And so that can include shotgun mics or lav mics. For me, honestly, the vast majority of my work is all done on shotgun mics. I have the Rode NTG4 Plus. You can definitely get a better mic than that, but you can also do a lot worse. This was a piece of gear that I really wanted to invest in and did a while ago, and it's just served me so well, and I wish I had bought it way sooner than I had. I think with the shotgun mic definitely comes windscreens, things that are gonna cut down on noise. So I made sure to also pick up this blimp as well. This has saved me in so many situations for shooting outdoors, doing interviews outdoors, and has been able to take me kind of to the next level when it comes to being able to create and craft stories. Now, I will say, maybe check what kind of work you do. Is it a lav mic? Is it a shotgun mic? What do you need for your projects, your style of shooting? Again, for me, that was a shotgun mic. Even for my interviews, I'm booming up a shotgun mic, and so I don't usually want or need a lav mic because I just find it annoying to put it on people. Definitely use them on different projects, and they are handy in certain situations, but for me, the vast majority of my work, whether it's run and gun documentary style where I've got a shotgun mounted on my camera, or just doing a sit-down interview, I'm gonna use a shotgun mic. So, invest in a good shotgun mic. The next piece of gear is a solid tripod. Honestly, I'm kind of ashamed to say, last year was the first year that I really invested in a decent tripod. Still, I'm not rocking a Sockler or anything like that. I would love to save up for one of those in the future. As my camera kit has kind of evolved and grown, it's kind of grown in weight as well. And so something that's gonna be able to support my camera that's also got my shotgun mic and a camera monitor and any other cords or wires or accessories was a must. I'm not too sure why I risked it every single time on a shoot with a crappy tripod that could kind of just barely hold up what needed to be held up. There was also the other issue when dealing with pans and tilts and being able to get smooth, fluid shots on a tripod. And that's something that I never had. And I just kind of resorted to just shooting everything handheld. But there's certain situations, especially now that I've gotten into kind of surfing documentaries, so having something with a solid and smooth tripod head that will allow me to get smooth pans and tilts and just be able to follow those surfers that are like a mile off of where I am was a must. Another one of those kind of no-brainers was investing in a solid light. Now, whether that's being able to save up for a giant kit or not, I think just having one great key light is a must. I recommend the Nanlite Forza 300B2. That's what I currently have. I will say Nanlite did send me a whole slew of gear, and by far my favorite lights. And so, if you can have just one good key light with a softbox for interviews, that's the way to go. You can always add gear later on or work with practicals kind of in the background and just to make your shots more dynamic. But having one good solid key light makes a world of a difference and takes your production kind of up to the next level. Other lights that I would recommend if you have the budget, the Pavo tubes that Nanlite has, I have just fallen in love with them. They are so versatile. can put them anywhere. That's what I'm lighting this room with right now, including my key light, and just being able to kind of move them anywhere, have different effects. They're awesome. The other light that I have from Nanlite was the Forza 720B. That's been my go-to just for anytime I need stronger light. When I need to add some extra light into a scene to make it seem like there's sunshine shining through the windows or spotlighting something, this light has been, again, just a way to take my production to the next level. Again, if you have the budget, I think it's great to invest in lighting and different lighting solutions, but having one key light, definitely a must. Along the lines of lighting, having a nice scrim gem, something that has all three, kind of the diffusion, a reflector, and something you can use as a neg, just to be able to provide you with different solutions for different needs in different shoots. So whether that's you need soft diffuse light, you need to reflect a little bit more light onto your subject's face, or just to be able to cut light out and make sure that it's not bouncing onto your subject's face. I think having a scrim gem for both indoor and outdoor shoots has been something that I wish I had taken seriously and invested in way sooner than I did. Which leads us into the next item, and that is solid C-stands. You can't support the lighting, the scrim gems, the audio without good quality C-stands. So I wish I had done that way sooner as well. Man, the amount of kind of crappy, janky rigs that I've used to get through a shoot, goodness gracious. So I wish I had invested a lot sooner in solid C-stands where I wasn't worried about my gear falling or just slowly falling down, because whatever kind of crappy rig I was using wasn't really built for it or able to hold the weight of a light or whatever else I had mounted on top of it. The next, I really wish I would have bought a Haze Machine before. Here on Maui, you can't really buy the Haze sprays. They don't ship here, which is kind of a bummer, but they do ship fog machines, and honestly, I'd take that over a can of Haze spray any day. It's cheaper in the long run and does a better job filling up a room. But the benefits of Haze and adding that to a room to add depth and feeling and character into your scene, but it really does add so much value. For my second last piece, it's backing up and having redundancy when it comes to all of my projects, my files, my photos, videos. I opted to go with this QNAP RAID hard drive. I'm kind of ashamed to say, again, this was just something that I bought last year. Throughout my entire career, I've never really run into any issues when it's come to hard drive failure. And so I've had kind of a little bit of redundancy, but not really at all. And so if my computer crashed, died, that was kind of it for me. With this set of external hard drives, I've got redundancy. It's backed up. I think I have 72 terabytes of hard drive, and then constantly moving. So if one of those hard drives fails, I'm good to go. I did do a lot of research when it came to whether to get a NOS or NES system, and I honestly didn't need to have anything online or send it to anybody else. That seemed a little overkill to me, so I just went with this. Make sure you back up your footage, your photos, and have some redundancy in case, again, worst case scenario, something bad happens. My last item that I wish I had purchased. I left this one to the end because I feel like it's a little bit controversial, but it's a cinema camera. I think I've fallen prey, like I said before, to just getting the latest and the greatest, and I've gone back and forth between so many different cameras, the GH4, the GH5, the Sony a7 II, 5D Mark III, the 1DX Mark II, the R5. I have gone through a lot of cameras, and honestly, I wish I had just stuck with one or two and then saved up to get a dedicated cinema camera. When eventually I got my C70, it blew me away. There was such a huge difference in video capability between the C70 and the R5 that that I had. Just all the different functions and capabilities that the C70 had, of the internal NDs, the ability to hook up to a XLR microphone with kind of built-in preamp, having better dynamic range, better video quality, just in general, longer record times, all these things. I'm probably missing so many different things, but having these different capabilities on a cinema camera was kind of a game changer to be able to progress my filmmaking. And so, again, I don't want you to hear this and think, oh, I got to get the latest and the greatest. I just got a Komodo X. That's not what I'm trying to say. You don't need to go out and get a C70 necessarily, or a Komodo X. But if that is what your kind of workflow entails or is needed, if this is where you've progressed to your in your filmmaking career, then I would say invest in a great cinema camera. If all you can afford is a mirrorless camera, then shoot on that. But for me, I really wish I hadn't jumped around in all the different cameras that I had purchased and just stuck with one and then saved up to get a cinema camera to stick with and to dedicate to the different documentaries and filmmaking projects. Hopefully that makes sense. But let me know in the comments below if there's something that you think I missed, if there's something that you wish you would have invested in and gotten gear-wise way before you did. I'd love to hear from you. Keep the conversation going in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you on the next video. Oh, what is my tripod called?